Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lando from The Snap coming at you with the top 12 running backs for Week 16, Week 2 of your fantasy football playoffs. Congrats on making it to the next round. Hopefully you like this video, and let me know if you have some start-sit questions, and get me in the comments because I get back to every single comment. Maybe you have a guy that didn't make the list or a flex question. You're deciding between a running back and wide receiver. Let me know in the comments. I'll give you my rankings. I'll give you the upside play, the floor play. Get me all the details you can, and hopefully you can make that fantasy football championship. So I'm going to go through the top 12. I'll give you some guys that didn't quite make the list later on, and then some players that maybe you could add off of waiver wires. If you dropped or lost a Jonathan Taylor, I'll give you kind of a start-sit play for that Colts backfield maybe as well. So I'll get to the number one running back right now. That's going to be Derrick Henry. They play the Houston Texans. Clearly a phenomenal matchup. He might be a league-winning running back this year. Congrats if you have him. You might be in for a fantasy championship. My number two running back is going to be Christian McCaffrey versus the Washington Commanders. If you're in a half PPR or full PPR league, McCaffrey is on fire. I think he deserves to be in that tier with Derrick Henry rest of the season. Brock Purdy seems pretty confident. He's getting the football to Christian McCaffrey. With Deebo Samuel being down, I think that still raises his floor for McCaffrey. My number three running back is going to be Austin Ekeler against Indianapolis at Indianapolis. Good matchup for the Chargers. The Chargers are in a wild card spot right now. Austin Ekeler went out last week with an injury. We got to monitor that, but I do think he starts and plays, and he's a great play no matter what. My number four running back is going to be Saquon Barkley, and he is one of the guys that jumped up a lot this week. And I think he has a chance to be the number one running back because they play the Minnesota Vikings, a very, very soft defense. Despite the New York Giants not having a very good team, we know that Barkley is the focal point of that offense, getting passes, carries, goal line work, everything. Barkley is in a great spot. He might be the number one running back. I do have him at number four, though. My number five running back is going to be Dalvin Cook versus the New York Jets, or Giants, I mean. He looked great. He did more work in the air last week. The Vikings still need to win, and they have a chance to catch the Eagles right now if they sputter without Jalen Hurts. So we do think that Dalvin Cook is a must-play and a very good play as well. Josh Jacobs comes in at number 6. Despite having the bad week last week, you still need to start him. Not a great matchup, but he's still a top 2 running back right now in fantasy. Start your Josh Jacobs with confidence. Now it gets a little bit interesting because we have Tony Pollard coming in at number 7 against a tough matchup in the Philadelphia Eagles. The one thing I'll say is that if the Eagles can't sustain drives without Jalen Hurts, that might give the Dallas Cowboys some more opportunities, maybe some short fields. It could be a good game for Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott won't be far down, but if you had to pick one, I'm still picking Tony Pollard right now. He's still the more explosive running back, despite Zeke getting those touchdowns. My next running back we got to monitor, and that's going to be Nick Chubb. He did not practice this week. I do expect him to play. If he does not play, Kareem Hunt becomes a really good spot, a top 10 running back. So if you do have Kareem Hunt waiting in the wings and Nick Chubb misses, that's a really great play. They play a tough defense, but with Watson kind of struggling, they will be leaning on their rushing game, and Nick Chubb will be that guy. I'll monitor that throughout the week. Get me in the comments if he becomes questionable, if you get notification, and I'll give you some rankings on how far down or up we should be moving Nick Chubb. My number 9 running back is going to be Ramondre Stevenson versus Cincinnati. Man, I thought he was going to be injured last week. He was not. He was not limited, had a great game. He looks healthy, so you got to start Ramondre Stevenson. The tough part last week was the 4 o'clock game. We didn't know if he was actually going to play until maybe 3 o'clock, and you had to make that decision. Hopefully you didn't lose your fantasy matchup because you had to sit Ramondre Stevenson. Tough week for that one. Injuries are very hard to predict. Aaron Jones comes in at number 10, an okay matchup versus Miami. They do give up quite a bit to the running attack, so Aaron Jones maybe could be higher on this list, but right now he's still a must start. You have him in your lineups no matter what. Number 11, I have Ken Walker. So I think I was really worried about Ken Walker last week. I had him down in my rankings. I wanted to sit him down. He looked healthy. He looked good. Against Kansas City, they give it up to the run. I think Ken Walker should be jumped back into the top 12 running backs this week and the rest of the season as well. My number 12 running back is going to be Najee Harris. He is one of the highest risers as well. They played the Las Vegas Raiders. Najee has actually looked quite good. Now, we do have Kenny Pickett back at the quarterback position. Not sure if that's good or bad for him, but either way, this is a good matchup. Najee's been getting in the end zone. He looks good. He's what you drafted in the first round right now. So I do think you should start Najee with confidence. Finally, we can start Najee with confidence, and next year we can hopefully draft him at a better discount, but he looks pretty good as well. I'll give you some guys that I do like that just missed the top 12. Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne, James Conner against a really susceptible Seattle defense. Joe Mixon, tough matchup, but I still like him. Jerick McKinnon is a guy I did not mention who's been on fire. I think you can start him and Pacheco still. It's still a bit of a committee. He's been very involved. If you have Jerick McKinnon, I don't blame you for wanting to start him. He should be considered a flex play for me or an RB2. I don't know if you can set him right now, but he did not make my top 12, but he's still in the top 20. And my last guy is going to be David Montgomery. The Bills are hot and cold against running backs. David Montgomery, again, had a great week last week, so I don't blame you if you're going to start him no matter what. Buffalo can be really good against the running back and can be very poor against the running back. We've seen both. He's down on the list. He still made the top 20, but I just have less confidence in Montgomery right now. All right, guys, let me know who I missed from this list. I didn't name any Lions running backs. It's difficult to see right now who's going to be that guy. They're probably going to be in the top 24. I do have rankings. Get us on Discord and tune in live on Saturday morning on Christmas Eve. Mac and I will be live answering any of your start set questions. So make sure to tune in, turn on those notifications, and we will see you next